And for those of you who've just tuned in after the news, once again we are live in World of Tanks in a Tier 9 battle here in the Erlenberg map on the Southeast Asian server. So, Derek, Southeast Asian server, what do you think we can look forward to today? I expect we'll be watching some tanks, Dave. Yes, indeed, we're going to be watching some tanks. There's going to be some rip-roaring, pulse-pounding action in store for you today, of that make no mistake. Yes, Dave, pulse-pounding, rip-roaring. I like where you're going with that one, Derek, but I'm going to have to jump in and stop you there because we're off. We're following the action from the perspective of the Conway here, a British Tier 9 tank destroyer, as the team rush forward in this encounter battle on the Southeast Asian server here on Erlenberg. Now then, Derek, old boy, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I realise that we are at a very early stage in the battle, but at this point, do you have a prediction for the winner? Not really, Dave, no. Oh, I see what you're doing there, Derek. Hedging your bets. Yes, that's right. Not making an early prediction. Waiting to see how the battle unfolds and develops. Well, we should be having some action very, very soon. Wait, just a second. I'm being told there's already an enemy tank inside the capture circle. Wait, no, I'm now being told there are now at least 3 enemy tanks inside the capture circle. Well, that's thrown the cat among some pigeons, and no mistake. No doubt the light tanks on the team will be rushing off to intercept and get some spots on those enemy tanks in the cap circle. Yes, Dave, I've no doubt they'll be raring to go. Well, I don't know about you, Derek, old boy, but I have to say that I feel privileged. Privileged, I say, to be here to witness this clash of the titans, this battle royale between 2 teams of tankers, the best that the Southeast Asian server has to offer. Yes, Dave. It's not often you see a game like this, Dave, no. Why, doesn't it just stir your blood to see the way these 2 teams literally throw themselves at each other in an orgy of destruction with nary a single thought for the safety of their own pixels? Certainly not something you see every day, Dave, no. And there it is! Oh my word, what a landslide! What an astonishing victory! Mark my words, Derek, they'll be talking about this one for years to come. Yes, Dave, that's not a battle anybody's going to forget in a hurry. Wise words, Derek, old boy. Wise words. Well, join us next week, same time, same place, for more Seat of the Pants entertainment live from the Southeast Asian server. Now here's Bob with the weather. And now it's back to the studio for some more blazing hot action. But no, it's okay. I'll stop doing that now. I did not make that shit up, by the way. That was a genuine replay from the Southeast Asian server. It's a magical land where magical things happen. Anyway, on with the main event. Oh yeah, howdy folks, by the way. Sorry, I forgot that part. Right, anyway, where were we? This, well, it took me a while to find out what this guy's full name was. It turns out it's actually Lobstep the RNG maker, but it's difficult to tell because his name is so long. It doesn't appear above the health bar, it doesn't appear on, well, not fully at least on the team list in the top left, and it doesn't even appear fully in the battle results screen. Luckily, if you go onto worldoftanksreplays.com, it says uploaded by in the bottom right corner of the screen, so from there I was able to ascertain that his name is Lobstep the RNG maker. All of which is completely irrelevant because I'm just going to call him Lobstep. So why have I chosen to feature this replay? Is it because he's a Tier 7 tank destroyer in a Tier 9 battle? Well, that was certainly a factor. Is it because he's in the T-28 heavy tank concept, a relatively rare Tier 7 tank destroyer, which can only be earned through a mission marathon? Again, that was also a factor. Does it have anything to do with the dazzling skill that Lobstep displays as he's playing the T-28 HTC? Well, not really, but not really no either. I mean, he takes a couple of risks, he makes a couple of dodgy decisions, you could even argue that he makes a couple of mistakes, but he certainly doesn't play bad. Is it anything to do with the fact that the T-28 HTC is so rare that hardly anybody knows exactly where to shoot the thing and instead just presses the 2 key even though they're mostly 2 tiers higher than him? You're starting to get there, yes. Is that guy AFK? He didn't even point his gun at him. Perhaps he was just stunned and confused at the sight of the HTC and thought, help, now what do I do? What is... I don't even know what that thing is. Possibly. I'm going to go with AFK. That's also certainly going to be a recurring feature in this particular battle. So far, Lobstep hasn't actually had to fight anything higher than tier 8. The 45 TP is dead. They've got the IS-6 on the ropes here. You could be forgiven for thinking that things were actually going quite well. And they certainly seem to be going reasonably well for Lobstep, but you can't say the same about the rest of his team, because 8 of them are already dead. And they've only managed to kill 2 enemy tanks, although the IS-6 isn't going to last much longer. There's Lobstep's first kill. Okay, so the T-95 is still with him, for the moment. The OHO up in front of him, however, appears to be doing everything within his power to ensure that every tank shooting at him actually penetrates his armour. Well, you know, whatever, as long as he's having fun. Now then, Progetto 46 around the corner. And here it comes. Now I don't know if the Progetto 46 has never seen a T28 HTC before, has no idea where to shoot at it, and is just stabbing his 2 key in a blind panic. Heaven forbid he should take the 30 seconds that it takes to actually look the tank up on the wiki and find out that you can easily penetrate the 2 mini turrets to the side of the hull. But no, we'll just press the 2 key. It's the practical alternative to actually knowing how to play. Now, I realise it isn't fair to let the Progetto 46 steal all of the limelight. A quick look down at the hit counter at the bottom left of the screen will quite clearly show that he's not the only one. This, of course, has left Lobstep in something of a quandary, because he's got no health left. And he's only got 4 teammates left. And this is a tier 9 battle. Well, he's seen off the E25, although he's quickly going to come back for more, but there is an SU-100M1 down there as well, and while these 2 guys are at least the same tier as him, and the E25 doesn't have particularly high penetration on its 75mm gun, there are still 2 tier 9s on the enemy team in the shape of the Jagdtiger, and oh yeah, that guy over there, the Conqueror. Oh, here comes the Progetto, furiously digging through his pocket for more fresh change to feed into the breech of his gun, and just a little bit too slow on the trigger. And the team is actually starting to fight back, although he's now down to only 3 surviving teammates. And then, oh look, there's our other little gold spamming friend, the IKV-90B, and oh bless him, look, he's trying to side scrape with 12mm of side armour. Oh well, as long as he's having fun. For those of you who don't know why I'm laughing, let me explain. The overmatch mechanics in World of Tanks are actually quite simple. The fact that that guy's at tier 8 and he hasn't figured it out yet is actually quite shocking. Take your armour thickness, 12mm. Multiply it by 3, 36mm. That means a tank with a 37mm gun can penetrate his side armour, regardless of angle, as if it had 0mm of armour. So what has a 37mm gun? Most of the tier 1 tanks in the game have 37mm guns. That's how bad the side armour is on the IKV-90. Hell, you could overmatch the frontal armour on that thing with a 46mm gun. And the T28 HTC has a 105mm gun. And this is why I say, gold ammunition, the practical alternative to actually knowing how to play the game. The IKV-90 has clearly been watching YouTube videos where he's seen tanks that actually have armour, side-scraping, effectively, and thought, I'll have to try that, but didn't bother to actually research the mechanics. And that's why you see people trying to side scrape against tanks that have guns large enough to blow a hole clean through one side of the tank and clean out of the other side. And by the way, I'm taking control of the mouse here because Lobstep's messing around with the camera is really starting to piss me off. But it's also the reason, not the messing around with the camera, but the not knowing or bothering to take the time to learn how to play the game is also the reason why you see people like the IKV-90B just putting their hand in their pocket, loading the gold, rather than taking the trouble to spend 2 minutes on the World of Tanks wiki or on the Tanks GG website where they would easily discover that these things can easily be hit from the front and only have 100mm of armour. But yeah, that's far too complicated. I mean, that's far too much effort to expend in actually learning how to get better at the game. I'm far too busy looking at pictures of cats eating cheeseburgers. I'll just keep my credit card on standby and leave a paperweight on my 2 key. That's about the level of commitment that I'm prepared to expend. Anyway, Lobstep, very shortly going to be one of only 2 tanks left alive on his team. Yep, there it is, just him and the T10 left. He's starting to come to the conclusion, since that Jagdtiger hasn't actually been seen for some time, Has he flipped over? Has he gone AFK? Well, he hasn't flipped over. And he doesn't actually appear to be stuck. I mean, his tracks are in contact with the ground. But he has definitely gone AFK. Now, I'm not... There it is. Yes. There are 3 artillery in play. And while the T-10 is running rampage through the likely area where the enemy artillery are likely to be, if any of them, and at least one of them did, were aware that that T-10 was coming, they will have relocated, and at least one of them was firing on that corner. So sticking around there to take shots at that AFK Jagdtiger, not necessarily a good idea. But nobody's seen that ELC even 90 in a while, have they? And I'm pretty sure that Lobstep's spider sense is tingling here. I mean, he clearly got spotted by the Jagdtiger, AFK or not. And while the T-10's busy cleaning up the artillery, it's only going to take one shot. Oh, he's doing it with a camera again, isn't he? Right, that's it. Enough. I'm taking over the camera. We'll give the camera back to him when... There it is. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? He's been spotted. Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, he was clearly waiting for the ELC even 90 to appear behind him. And he got spotted by something. And it must be the ELC, but he has no idea where he is. And it's no use asking the T-10 for help. He's far too far away. You're on your own here, sunshine. Wait, I hear an engine. There he is. And... oh crap, he's missed. And you can see that the ELC is clearly... he has no idea where to shoot. So he just says, screw it, presses the 2 key, and derps right into the centre of mass. I don't know. Those 2 machine gun turrets on either side of the hull only have 100mm of armour. If you just learned how to play the game, instead of using the practical substitute for actual skill and knowledge, Lobstep would be dead, and this match may have had a drastically different outcome. But hey, thinking is hard. Well, the T-10 appears to be having fun, earning himself a Pascucci's medal on the enemy artillery, which means Lobstep should be able to just farm some more damage on the still AFK Jagdtiger. Although, you know, when you've got as little health as this, and you have been spotted, because if he can see the Jagdtiger can see him. It's, yeah, here he comes. Well, you know, if you can get a kill, you can get a kill. Lobstep, you probably don't want to expose yourself to getting shot at by that guy and just wait for the T-10 to finish him off. There it is. Bottom tier tank destroyer, tier 9 game, 8 of his teammates dead before the game was even 3 minutes old, and yet somehow he still managed to win. Well, who'd have seen that one coming? It's almost as if spending a little time actually learning the game mechanics and understanding how to play your tank seems to work. Don't worry, I'm sure it'll never catch on. That's it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.